Marco Rubio trying to silence critics who have accused him of misusing a Republican Party credit card back when he was serving in the Florida House of Representatives. He just released months worth of credit card statements from 2005 to 2008. CNN investigative correspondent Chris Freight's live in Washington for us with the details. I've looked through these. Certainly a lot of numbers here. What's the standout?
Hey, Poppy, I'll tell you. So Marco Rubio has come under intense fire for charging these personal expenses to a Florida Republican Party American Express card when he was in the legislative leadership in Tallahassee. And just a few minutes ago, Rubio's presidential campaign announced that it's releasing 22 months of previously unreleased American Express statements detailing that spending. Now, the campaign says that Rubio had the card for about 4 years. He charged about $180,000 during that time, of which $22,000 were personal charges. Rubio has insisted for years that he paid for all those personal charges himself. Now, the newly released statements cover the time between January 2005 and October 2006, and Rubio charged a total of about $65,000, of which about $7,000 of that was personal. Those personal charges included about $1,800 for a hotel and a car rental when Rubio extended a political trip to Las Vegas. His relatives also live in that area. He also spent almost $3,800 on pavers. That's an expense he referenced in his 2012 autobiography when he said he pulled out the wrong card to pay for those pavers. Rubio also spent about $600 at an auto dealership owned by one of his top political donors, a gentleman by the name of Norman Brayman. And in all three of these cases, Poppy, Rubio said he paid American Express for the charges. Now, we just got the actual statements from the Rubio campaign. We've not had a chance to go through those statements ourselves. What we have is a summary, and that's what I'm able to tell you about. But what's important to remember here, Poppy, is it's not just the Amex spending that's raised eyebrows. Rubio's faced foreclosure on a home he co-owned in Tallahassee. He cashed out almost $70,000 in retirement savings. That likely cost him a bundle in taxes and penalties. And remember, he splurged on an $80,000 boat. So critics say, he's not one for making the savviest financial decisions, Poppy.
Yeah, he's also said, look, I didn't inherit a lot of money, and I think that has resonated with a lot of Americans. Let me ask you before I let you go, what do you think he gains by releasing all these numbers? Yes, there's the upside of transparency. Do you think also there's the potential, Chris, that it just prolongs the focus on it?
Well, I think what they're trying to do is move along from this. There has been questions about this credit card spending since 2010. It's important to remember here, Poppy, that during his Senate race, when he ran for U.S. Senate from Florida in 2010, that 2 years of these credit card statements leaked to the press, 2007, 2008. So we've known a little bit about that spending, which is what has fueled this story so far. And the question was, well, what did you do in 2005, 2006 with those cards? Rubio's campaign attempting to answer that question today by releasing these. We'll see if this puts an end to it or, as you say, just adds fuel to the fire.